So some super huge news to talk about. Bayern Munich have joined PSG Champions League round of 16. It is déjà vu. That's French. And it is déjà vu because we are playing PSG, who we got knocked out in Hansi Flick's last season, heartbreakingly, but who we also defeated in Hansi Flick's first season to win the Champions League in the final. So we've had experience playing them in recent times, in recent years. But it is the marquee matchup. It's the hardest matchup we could have got. PSG have been looking and labelled as one of the favourites in this year's Champions League. They somehow, on the last day, we were all bantering them because they somehow managed to not get first place with some bad play towards the end, and Benfica scored a few past Maccabi Haifa, but they didn't come first place in their group, and it's coming to pay for them because now they have Bayern, who are arguably the favourite for the Champions League, and PSG, though, are also favourites for the Champions League. So Bayern and PSG, now two of the top 5 teams realistically in the tournament, one of them is gone. And let's get into my thoughts of it as a Bayern fan. So first off, I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't get the other 3 teams. I think the other draws were all easier. This was the hardest draw we could have gotten because PSG have been cooking this season. PSG's attack is so firesome. Neymar, Messi are playing so well right now. Mbappe playing well. So it'll be really hard to contain that for Bayern Munich's defence. But also, look at the other options we had, which was Liverpool, Club Brugge, and AC Milan, I think. Those are all far easier teams. Those are all really not in the top echelon of football. Liverpool maybe is close, but even Liverpool this season have not been good. But PSG have been good this season. PSG were unlucky to not win their group. And PSG will have that firepower in that attack which can overcome Bayern Munich's defence. So from this perspective, it's not a very good draw. And I think I'm very worried about it because when we look back to Hansi Flick's last season, Hansi Flick's team was the best team in the world, yet we still lost to PSG because they could hit us on that counter-attack. And they're not afraid of countering attack and then sitting deep when in possession, I think, PSG. So it could be a similar situation yet again, and with Messi on form, with Neymar, with Mbappe on form, the speed that they possess, it'll be hard for Bayern Munich's defenders. Yes, the defence has been solid this year, but has it really been? I still see cracks in it. I still see that it's better when we're in our attacking game. And I'm very worried about PSG's front line, about PSG's attack, and how they can really exploit Bayern Munich. But another thing to consider, these games are after the World Cup. These games are in February. So there will be plenty of time. Circumstances will change between now and the World Cup. I don't think we'll be making any transfers. PSG may bring some people in. Players may get injured. We always seem to get injuries around this time period, and especially with the World Cup. I think it's undeniable that we will have some major injuries going into this match. So let's hope that we have a top team ready for it. But with all of that said and done, honestly, I think Bayern are heavy favourites to progress. I'm talking about 80-20. I'm talking about 75-25. Not a 50-50 like this match is being billed. Because I think PSG, they are too incohesive as a team unit. They are not a team unit enough to face someone as good as Bayern. Now, I think Bayern this season have been playing superbly well. Nagelsmann's tactics have been working. And they've been working especially against the good teams. Against Leipzig, against Dortmund, in the Champions League versus Barcelona. These tactics have been working. So, for this reason, I think that Bayern will blow PSG off the board. I think that Bayern should really overwhelm PSG. I think that Bayern's attack should overwhelm PSG's defence. And our defence has been so solid, but also so strong this season. And it's a pacey one at that. I think it should be able to keep up with PSG, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe. But that said, PSG will always be dangerous. This tie could go either way. It will be very interesting to see. But I have good hopes for this tie. I think that Bayern will progress. I think Bayern are the better team. So that's my initial reaction. So I'm a bit disappointed because it was the hardest draw we can get. And you always say you have to beat the best to be the best, but realistically, we have more chance of winning the Champions League if we draw Club Brugge here than if we draw PSG here, because now this is a big chance to be knocked out, even if we play well, like we did in Hansi Flick's last ties. So that's that. It is what it is. Not happy about the draw, but I think we still should be able to win and go through. Now let's just briefly talk about the other Bundesliga teams. So we have Leipzig, who are playing City. I actually think Leipzig have a chance versus City. Leipzig are good when they're facing the counter-attack. We saw them beat Real Madrid. Well, they're good when they're on the counter-attack. We saw them beat Real Madrid, for example. And they're pretty good under Marco Rose. I think Dortmund versus Chelsea is a 50-50. Chelsea aren't playing that well right now. Dortmund are playing well, and Dortmund are good against good teams, like we saw versus City also. So I think Dortmund have a big chance here. I think Eintracht Frankfurt have a big chance versus Tottenham. So all the Bundesliga teams have a chance, but they also, probably all the other ones, are underdogs in their games. Bayern is probably the favourite. So let's hope the other Bundesliga teams come through. I can't wait for the Champions League, but the World Cup is coming up, so that's the thing to be really excited about. See you more later.